The Civil Society Network for Good Governance has called on Central Bank of Nigeria, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), and the Nigerian Police Force to investigate an alleged unauthorized withdrawal of funds from Lord Mayor Onukogu Victor Obiajuwan by Polaris Bank. The group's Vice President and Public Engagement, Mr. Bashar Mohammed, during a press conference in Abuja, demanded the prosecution of those involved in the matter, noting that there are several complaints about unauthorized funds withdrawal from customers' accounts in the country. He said some bank staffs are taking advantage of the slight lapses in the internal control to abuse trust of customers. The group said similar frequent complaints of unauthorized withdrawals threatens the stability of our financial sector and could destabilize confidence in the banking sector of Nigeria.
We are here today to address a matter of grave concern that shakes the very foundation of public trust in our financial institutions, the rising cases of unauthorized withdrawals from customers' accounts by Nigerian bank staff. The case we bring before you today centers on an illustrious figure in Nigeria's religious and academic spheres, Lord Mayor Onukogu Victor Obiajuwan, OON, popularly known as Daddy Hezekiah. He is the founder and leader of Living Christ Mission Incorporated, as well as the proprietor and chancellor of Hezekiah University, Umudi, Imo State. Lord Mayor Onukogu Victor entrusted Polaris Bank with the substantial sum of 16.5 billion naira, at 16 billion 500 million naira, placed in a fixed deposit account. The bank, through its systems and staff, confirmed receipt of this deposit and pledged to safeguard it. However, in a shocking twist of events, which turned out to be a breach of trust, a significant portion of this deposit was unauthorizedly withdrawn without the consent of Lord Mayor Obiajuwan. Despite repeated efforts by Lord Mayor Onukogu Victor to resolve the matter, Polaris Bank has failed to act swiftly or transparently. The theft of such a large sum not only undermines the public's faith in the banking system, but also exposes a deeper systemic issue of internal fraud and weak oversight within Nigerian banks. This particular incident is not isolated. The Civil Society Network for Good Governance has received several complaints from citizens of Nigeria reporting similar unauthorized withdrawals from their bank accounts. It appears that certain bank staff exploiting lapses in internal controls have taken advantage of customers' trust, siphoning off funds while banks have been slow and in some cases negligent in addressing these breaches.
The group also demanded strict regulations and strong oversight, as well as robust accountability mechanisms to ensure that fraudulent activities are detected and prevented across the Nigeria banking sector. He, however, called on Nigerians to scrutinize their bank statements regularly.
This, like we stated, we are not just dealing with one issue here. This is one out of so many. There are so many of these things across the banking sector. Of course, we're also aware that this particular matter has been reported, and we are also going to lend our voice to further call for more action on this matter. So we are submitting petitions on this matter as well. But we are aware that the matter has been reported, but until this minute, except maybe during the course of this press conference, the refund has been made. Until this minute, we have not heard that that money has been refunded. And there are so many other cases like that. And many a times, what usually happens is that these things happen in very negligible sums. But you can imagine you take 1 naira from 1 million accounts. That's 1 million naira. You take 10 naira from 1 million accounts. That's 10 million naira. You take 100 naira from 1 million accounts. That is 100 million naira. So if you look at these little deductions and withdrawals and all whatnot across the banking sector, you realize that the money that is being taken from Nigerians is very, very huge. Let's not forget also that we have to pay at the point of POS. It's practically as if we buy cash to do transactions within the same economy. So all we are saying is that, look, this is just an example, but we are going to follow this up to show Nigerians what is possible so that they too will come out and always fight for their rights, because people cannot just be taking your hard-earned money and will just go to sleep because they are powerful people, because they own banks and because they have all the money to buy whoever they wish. To list out all the victims that we have, I'm sure one press conference would definitely not be enough. And we are also very clear that this matter is not a one-off discussion. We'll periodically come to the media to raise issues, as well as going back to engage with the authorities on these issues. So we engage with the authorities, the CBN, the NDIC, the EFCC, all agencies within that system. We are going to engage with them. And we'll come back to report to Nigerians, because we know that even among those of us in this room, many of us have experienced a lot of these things. So this is just the beginning of a very, very long process of reforming the banking sector. So we are using this as a case study to call for total reform. So a situation where you keep your money with the bank, and then the bank will, you go, somebody takes your card, or they don't even get your card, they just withdraw money from you, and then the bank will say you were the one that gave them your PIN. It's almost as if you keep your cash in the bank, somebody goes to the bank, rob the bank, and then the bank will come and say, no, that's your cash that you kept with us, so you didn't keep it very safely. That is why an armed robber came and stole that money from us. But that money you have kept with the bank, there are a lot of fees that you pay to that same bank for keeping that money. So if anything happens to it, the bank should take responsibility, and this is what we are calling for. So we are using this as an example, because the funds involved is very large, but we have so many others. Definitely we have others. And as time goes on, we'll come out again to raise more of these issues, depending on how this one plays out.